Alright guys, I got the boat out today. I'm bringing the dinghy so I can take the dogs to shore because I'll be staying the night on a little island. Two of my friends over there are going to be coming with me on that boat and that boat there. And that's about it. We're just about ready to put the engines in gear and get on. Give them a little send-off. Golly, that's loud. Alright. There's about a 50% chance of rain while we're out. About a 100% chance of adventure. That's Phil backing out of his spot right now. Starting to get a little bit of a current. Tide's coming in. We're going out. Very cool. That's Phil. My buddy Matt's going to be waiting for his wife, Susan, whose birthday it is today. He'll be out there with us. Let's hope the weather doesn't go nasty on us, okay? Well, I've been out in nasty weather before with a kayak, but when you have two dogs and 18,000 pounds of equipment with you, things can get a little bit more complicated. Because there really was no wind forecasted for today. Looks like there's a little bit of rain right there. Gonna have to put you inside the waterproof package. I was a little bit concerned because I had never driven the boat through rain before. Fortunately, I had my rain suit. Everything was ready. I battened down the hatches. I had my navigation ready so I'd be able to see where I was if we got like a whiteout or something. The rain ahead was coming straight down. I could see that it wasn't being pushed by a front, so I wasn't overly concerned. There was no lightning or thunder either. And off in the distance there I could see a place we had to pass in order to get where we had to go. As we entered the rain, the wind did pick up a little bit. But I never quite lost sight of Bear Can Island out there. There it is on the navigation. That's not where we were headed for, but we had to drive right past it in order to get there. And it would be a good place to just stop for a little bit in case this rain decided to get any worse. And if I was going to use the navigation, I had to be upstairs, which is why I was kind of glad I had this frog tog suit. I wore a cheap version of this rain suit in one of my original videos. They saw that and actually sent me this rain suit. And I must say, I am really glad to have it, because that thatch doesn't hold back the rain very good. But no worries, the clouds started to break and I could see sunshine beyond. So we didn't really stop here at Beer Can, we just kept on going. My friend Phil was a little bit concerned and did talk about turning back at one point. I convinced him to forge ahead because I had checked the radar and didn't see anything really nasty up ahead. I'm kind of glad we did. Our reward for pushing through the rain was this rainbow here. As is normal, it got really pretty out after the rain had passed. It also started getting pretty warm. This wound up being the last of the weather that we encountered while we were out for this trip. Before we knew it, we were at our destination. Seemed like a really cool place to drop the anchor. And then Phil came up next to me so we could raft our boats together. I want to interrupt this video real quick to talk to you about something interesting that happened very recently. While I was editing all the footage for this episode, I was introduced to somebody who has developed a product that would have been perfect for that scenario where I was tying my boat to somebody else's. This person has developed this product and patented the idea and has prototypes made and everything. He doesn't have a way to produce it yet though, which is why he approached me, as maybe as a potential investor or something. Now, I'm not in any position to invest in a company. I mean, I've got my own business I'm trying to start, but I did think that the idea was super cool. So I told him I can't really help him as far as going into business with him, but I might share it with you guys for two reasons. Number one, because I think it really is a cool idea, and number two, if there's anybody out there who thinks to themselves that they would be interested in going in on this business and getting it off the ground, then I'd be able to hook you guys up. You can just leave a comment below and I'll put you in contact with him. Because again, I think it's a super cool idea, and the guy's pretty nice too, and I want to see him succeed. So, at the very least, I figured I'd show his new product off to you guys. Now back to the video. Well, that mooring bar is still in the concept mode, so this day we had to use ropes to tie the boats together. I've actually been out with this dude here on Gasparilla Day, and we blew up a fender. That's the troublemaker right there, Matt, and his lovely wife, Susan. Happy birthday, Susan. We didn't have too much to worry about today because the weather was nice. This is what it's all about, right, pups? Yeah. Ow, you stepped on my foot. I did, however, have to worry about 3 boats being held in place by my anchor. But there is something to be said about living on the edge. It didn't take long for all 3 of us to get settled into place. We spent the night fishing, just kind of hanging out. I had the barbecue going. I made some chicken for everybody. Even tricked my friend Pat into eating some collard greens. Wound up being a real nice meal. And later that night I took the dinghy to shore. I played around with the cast net. Didn't really catch too much bait, but it sure is nice to just hang out on a beach somewhere, watch the sun go down. It's a nice thing about having a boat. Yep, for everybody who knows me, coffee in the morning is a must. Oftentimes I can barely speak early in the morning unless I've had my coffee. This particular morning I didn't sleep very good because I was worried about the boats coming free and pulling the anchor. So I was up first. I just crawled around, made sure everything was okay, and tried to wake up a little bit. After the caffeine started to work, the dogs needed to go out, and I made sure that I had bug spray with me because the previous night when I was on the beach watching the sun go down, the mosquitoes really had their way with me. I'm using the Pelican bass radar here as my dinghy, And you can see I put some carpet down, and it makes a really nice transport for the dogs. I was able to sneak off without anybody hearing me because everybody had a generator going. Now it's just a matter of whether or not I can get the dogs to the island without them jumping in. No. I didn't exactly want to have wet dogs, but such is life when you live on a boat. First things first though, bug spray. You can go to places like this in August in Florida, it gets to be a little bit rough. My idea was to try my hand at catching some bait again. The only thing I was really able to find was garbage. Brought a tear to my eye. I tried and I tried. The dogs ran around, scared away the bait, and I wasn't able to get any of them. Ooh, you troublemaker, you. So, just proves the theory again that I'm a terrible fisherman. But there's 3 boats out there, and I got some good friends. I got awesome dogs, so life isn't terrible. The only other thing that I could really want for right now is to see other people treat these types of places better. Everywhere I look, there's just trash everywhere. These bottles will get broken and just, oh my gosh, what a mess. There are skeeters, look at this. Woo! You know, because of the stagnant water in those bottles, and oh, what a mess. It's horrible to see this type of stuff. I wish people, if they were going to come to a little beach or island like this, and you don't want it to get shut down by, you know, the powers that be, just do your part. I'm not asking you to clean up after everybody else, like I am about to. I'm going to leave this place with a bag of garbage. But what I am asking is whatever you do bring with you, take it with you. Don't do stuff like that. The sign makes a good point. Leave nothing but footprints. Whoever made that sign right there, they get it. Looks like a good day for kayaking, actually. Thanks for coming along, guys. See you out on the water. Come on, kids. We gotta go make some bacon or something. Take it easy. Well, even though I was only on a 10-foot dinghy and I had 2 dogs with me, I was still able to take this heavy bag of trash back to my big boat. I did think that bag was going to fall apart and that what I was doing was probably a bad idea. Not to mention the swarm of mosquitoes that was hanging around. But whatever. I just can't help myself but to do my part and try to be a good steward. I like these places, and I do want to come back. And not have the place shut down and made off limits. When I got back to the boat, I doubled up the bag, I stowed everything away, and got ready to head back home. Everybody's casting off. Time to head back home. I'd like to thank Matt and Susan, Phil, and Irma for coming out and joining me for the night, and of course for all you guys for watching. I love going out on little adventures like this on the boat. I hope you guys enjoy me sharing them with you too. I know it's not kayak fishing, but for me, it's a good time. Looks like the dogs had a good time too. Well, I admit that video was shot using older footage back when I had this big boat over at the marina, but the message is, and always will remain, very important. Keep your waterways clean. And I want to say thank you to all the guys that have in the past commented about how they cleaned up their areas where they like to kayak or fish or just spend time on the water. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Catch you later.